Hello! My name is SegaWind814, and I just got done watching the latest Nintendo Direct. So, I have notes here. So, without further ado, who, let, let's get started. As well, alright. And I also have the video pulled up here.
Take a look.
So, first off, they discussed The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Now, I was actually a fan of Twilight Princess. I thought but I mean, I was a fan. I wasn't the biggest fan. I did think Midna could be unbelievably annoying at times, but I also thought it was kind of cool to play as a wolf. You could be able to talk to animals and every animals. So yeah, the S. So though I don't know if I'm going to play it. The Twilight Princess. Although I will be looking forward to the new Legend of Zelda coming out in 2016. That I am excited for. I listed that one as one of my top most anticipated games of 2015. Now, as far as them delaying it, I'm not going to be angry at all. I know some people are because they delayed it and then they haven't mentioned anything about it since, but yeah, I I say if they let Nintendo take their time to make this masterpiece, and let's not have them rush this out and have it be something crap. And they also mentioned the fact they're going to be releasing a Wolf Link amiibo. However, I'm not really going to go into a deep discussion on this. Yes, just as I probably won't be playing that again. Interesting fact, they mentioned that 2016 will be the 30th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series, which I think is pretty interesting, and that they will release the newest Zelda game on the 30th. Well, actually, it makes sense. I shouldn't say interesting, because it does make sense that they would release the newest Zelda game on the 30th anniversary. Let's hope that the series continues for at least another 30 years. Then we have Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, with the new lineback and the outfit and the fierce deity armor costumes. I'm not. Don't think there's. I didn't buy Triforce Heroes, and it doesn't look exactly appealing to me, so skip over that one. And now we have one for the Pokemon fan, and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which is coming in 2016. This one, I can't say I'm the biggest Pokemon fan. I stopped after playing after the second generation, and I haven't really been up to date with the series. So yeah, I probably have to go back and jump in and play all games and stuff, which I'm not going to do. Mainly because of the fact that I just don't have the time anymore to do it. Next up, yes, new updates for Splatoon. Now, I admit Splatoon is actually a very fun and entertaining game. Chilling here. But anyways, here's back to active business. Yes, I admit that Splatoon is a very fun and fun game. I played it a lot when it first came out, but I've drifted away it. Hopefully one day I can get back into it, but right now I'm just kind of caught up with playing in Fatal Frame, which I think is a great horror game, although a little pissed that is that we here in America didn't get a physical version. Come on, Nintendo, don't. Nintendo. And I know some people say it's Nintendo just being Nintendo, but sure, but we really needed a physical copy. I mean, come on. On Nintendo. Well, anyways, so yeah, new stages, new weapons, new gear, everything. And we have the new upgrades that is coming for, or I should say updates coming for Super Mario Maker, which I thought was actually pretty good. I have a course look on there. If I can find it, I'll find it. I'll put a link. I'll put the code, the course ID in the description. And as far as I know, no one has beaten it yet. I was working on the course, but unfortunately, other things like Fatal Frame got in the way. I'll go back one day. And again, and after that, we had the discussion. Well, actually, you know what? No. Oh, well, in the video here, there's still a little more I can discuss about Super Mario Maker. In addition to updates like status-dependent power-ups and everything, that Nintendo now has a portal site where you can reserve courses for when you get home. I probably won't use this. As I don't. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. I probably won't use this very much because, as well, I'm probably just not gonna have time into with work and everything. But who knows? Maybe if I get back into Super Mario Maker big time, I will use it. And so moving right along, we now have Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, sort of a board game type deal. Although, where you basically compete to eat with others, and you can play with others in somewhat of a board game style. Although I will admit, board games inside of a video game have never really appealed to me, and I realize that that's not all it is, but I have never really been a big Animal Crossing fan, and I've never played any of the games, so I'm probably not going to jump in now. Moving right along, I can find here. Yes, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Yes. And not the biggest Mario Tennis fan. I've only played it once, I think, way back for the N64. But I didn't get that much exposure to it, so not much there. And then we had the trailer for another one of my most anticipated games of 2015, Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is an exciting one for me because this looks like something I'm going to like. Now, I will admit I've never been that big a fan of RPGs. I've never played any Final Fantasy games at all. But this one just looks really, really appealing to me for some reason. So I'm probably gonna check this one out when it comes out. And they are going to include a physical version. Thank you, Nintendo. So, yes, Xenoblade Chronicles X with their download packs. Whether or not I get those, we'll have to see. Hey. And so, moving right along. Yes, the Nintendo Badge Arcade, in which you play to customize your screen, your theme, or the home screen in Nintendo on your Nintendo 3DS. Sounds interesting, but yeah, I think it's probably gonna be a pass for me. Never been one who's big on the customizing the theme of it, and I mean, I guess there are some people who like that, but me, just doesn't appeal for me all that much. But I will say this: I think it's interesting, and yet they're allowing you to buy certain buy plays for it. I'm just hoping that this isn't the beginning of Nintendo who getting to load their games with microtransactions. This, I'm really hoping Nintendo doesn't go that way. So, moving right along. Pokemon Picross. Not the biggest fan of puzzle games in the world, and a Picross game with a Pokemon theme just isn't that appealing to me. And like I said, we haven't played Pokemon since the second generation, and with Gold and Silver. So probably gonna be a pass for me. Hey, not to mention I'm playing Picross Triple A Pokemon. The image just doesn't seem that interesting to me. I know it's probably gonna see in like Gold just people, and I can see, and maybe that would be a good game to just pass time with, but not for me. He, moving right along, we have the mention of an indie game called Steam World Heist. Find a good screenshot here. Yes. Steam World Heist. Heist. I don't know. I've never been that big on indie games from the eShop, but I mean, I think there are some that are good, like Gunman Clive, the original. Sadly, I never played the second one, but still, I thought that one was pretty good. And I realized that there are indie games that can be good. So, oh yeah, I think that one was good. I think that one is awesome. Sorry, lost my train of thought here. So that one looks interesting. Maybe I'll give it a look, but yeah, I could buy myself a 3DS for that. And we have the introduction of a racing game. Fast Racing Neo, although I'm not entirely sure what looks so special about this, but then again, I'm not the biggest fan of racing games either. I'm a very, I'm a very picky guy with my games. I'm the one who prefers action games or things like. I mean, I prefer shooters, occasional shooter like Splatoon, but I'm more of an action adventure guy, and even then I get picky. I also like horror, which is why I bought Fatal Frame. I just, but I just really think it's sad that we didn't get. Again, I really think it's sad. We just didn't get a physical copy. Excuse me. Here in North America. Well, there's always hope that maybe they'll actually release a physical copy. I can dream. And we move it along. I can find an image here. Yes. Typo Man, where you use words to alter your surroundings, and you can use the gamepad. Now, this looks like a good game for the gamepad, but once again, not that big on indies. Although I guess this one could be interesting. We'll see how it when it comes out. Now, once again, it's probably going to be a pass for me, but and then we have Yokai Watch. He mentioned Yokai Watch, which I thought the title for it was kind of funny, with Bill Trent devouring the donuts. I must, and then they did a brief mention of some other games, coming like Devil's Third, or like Devil's Third, which is another game on my most anticipated games of 2015 list. Let's see how that is when it comes out here in North America, which I have to say right now, a little sad that originally Nintendo wasn't going to release this in North America themselves, that they were going to have a third-party company do it. But Nintendo, if I may, hey, a little advice for you: won't be. It'd probably best to unite your company and release and decide whether or not you want to release physical copies or just download copies, and do that for everywhere instead of simply giving fans in certain regions the runaround with like giving us in North America doubt that we're going to get Devil's Third. That's probably one of the reasons why some people get turned off but hey, I've been a fan since childhood, so I'll stick with you. So I'll stick and see how the game turns out. So, moving right along, another one from Pokemon fans, if I can just get to it. Yes, Pokken Tournament, and a Pokemon fighting game, made by the Pokemon Company and the company that makes Tekken, which I can't remember the name of right now. So, once again, not the biggest fan of Pokemon, not the biggest fan of fighting games either. I played a few, but they're just not for me. So yeah. This is probably gonna be another pass for me. Yep, a lot of maybes and passes on this list, but hey, I tend to be picky with my games. So yeah. And then we have the one that I think on whose changes, if I can find it here. The changes that the game whose release date changed, which sort of pissed everyone off, which is Star Fox Zero, set to release. He is in 2015, but got delayed. Personally, I am not that angered by this, just because I think this is Nintendo just being Nintendo, and hopefully they're going to use this extra time to make it the best, and not just this, and they're not just being weird about it. Hopefully that's the case. Yes, the new vehicles. Well, so you're going to transform the Arwing into the Walker, which I believe was actually supposed to be in the canceled Super Nintendo sequel to the Star Fox. So I guess they're bringing it back after all these years. But anyways, yeah, that seems pretty interesting. You have the Landmaster, which can there's another Star Fox staple, which can turn into the Grab Master, which is basically a flying Landmaster. Master. That seems kind of interesting, although that they would give the Landmaster flight abilities. These one, with these. Firstly, maybe I guess it's alright, but I would say you make it more speedy and heady, and make it heady, and perhaps make it a completely anti-aerial vehicle instead of having it be a ground combat and anti-air air tank. But I'm not the one who programmed the game. So, and then we have, if I can find what it was called, the Gyro Wing. Sorry about that, but we have the Gyro Wing, a new one which is used for stealth missions, which can deploy a robot, a little spy robot, which I think sounds interesting. With, although it doesn't seem very Star Fox to me. But hey, this is stuff they're trying to. Maybe they're trying to reimagine Star Fox here. So, and then they also have the thing where you can use the gamepad to aim in Star Fox. Now I know some people have said that they might not use this feature. I'm going to try to use the feature because I think it sounds seems like a great way use of the gamepad. Finally, but I think I'm just excited for Star Fox. I'll probably buy this one. Hopefully they include it in physical copies. So yeah. Moving right on, we have Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, where Mario and Luigi team up with Paper Mario. I mean, I bought Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I thought it was actually pretty good, but that's about the only Mario RPG I've played. Maybe I'll get this one, and I don't know. So, this one is still a maybe for me. So, we'll see. And we now, moving right along, we have Final Fantasy Explorer, which they're playing as an action RPG, although to me, looks more like somewhat of a combination of Final Fantasy and Monster Hunter, although I'm probably wrong about that. And for a fact, Final Fantasy has basically usually been a turn-based RPG, but hey, maybe that's gotten a little old, and Final Fantasy needs a little something like this. Although granted, I've never played Final Fantasy and Fantasy games, so this one is probably going to end up being a pass for me. And then we have the announcement of the Fire Emblem Fire Emblem Fates games. It was on Nintendo DS. Yes. Which basically comes in two different games. Which I have completely forgot which one. Final Fantasy, the Fire Emblem, Birthright and Fire Emblem Fates Birthright and Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, and they're announced and there's the announcement of the Fire Emblem Fates Revelations, which is an unlockable path in the other games. So yeah, I've played Fire Emblem before, but that was the was basically the original GBA. Well, I don't know if it was original, but I ever played was the GBA. It was the GBA copy. I should say copy, but the GBA version. So once again, not the biggest fan of Fire Emblem, but who knows? Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I won't, but I have a feeling this is probably going to end up being another pass for me. Hey, so moving right along. Yes. It's the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which I know for a fact is going to make a lot of fans happy. Hey, once again, I've never played Mega Man, but hey, I can be into side scrollers, so I might, I might just check this one out. Out. Now we'll see. Hey, but anyway, hey, so yeah, this one's a maybe for me. Hey, hey, so, hey. Well, moving right along, you have the announcement of the original that they're re-releasing the original Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow versions. Now, Red was the first Pokemon Red version was the first Pokemon game I ever played. Hey, as a kid, and I liked it back then. My Pokemon of choice, Squirtle. No, not Charizard. I wouldn't get into the cover of her Pokemon, and I chose Charizard. Squirtle. And I got him all the way up to level 100. And although, and I loved it. Loved it back then. I liked battling and everything else. Although, now, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of Pokemon, even though I know that Pokemon is the biggest age range for people who play Pokemon now is people in their 20s. Now I'm 26, so I don't know. This is probably gonna be a pass for me. So yeah. I might. Who knows? But still, no. I know for some Pokemon fans, especially those who grew up with it and are still playing it to this day, they will be happy. And then we have the announcement of the new characters for Flash, the new Hyrule Warriors Legends, and for the 3DS. Flash with Tetra, the King of Hyrule, and the new character Linkle, which is more or less a female Link who wields dual crossbows. I don't know why everybody is so upset about this. A female Link sounds awesome. But yeah, I might get that game and play it, but I'll probably play as Linkle, so because basically she just looks like a really fun character to play seeing as how she dual wields crossbows. Badass Hyrule chick there. And now we have the announcement the brief announcement of Bravely Second. And don't know anything about Bravely Default. Not the biggest fan of RPGs, as I said before. So it's gonna be a pass for me. And then we have the announcement of of the Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8. Shots of the 3, yes. So that would be, so I guess that could be something interesting, but I don't know. Oh, well, I think once again, you know what? I'll put that on maybe list. Yes. So yeah. And then we have the announcement of the indie game, some indie games like Hive Jump, which I'm not sure if this is a level, if this is a buy a level game where you go around the levels with 3 friends, or if it's a full adventure game. I didn't really pick up on that, but I mean, this one looks like it could be fun for some people. Well, I don't know. Well, I might check this one out, but yeah, might be. I'm really not sure about that one. We have the Kerbal Space Program. Announcement of the release of Kerbal Space Program for Wii U, which I think is already actually out. If it's not, I apologize, but that's interesting. I've seen some people play it. I mean, on YouTube, so hey, looks interesting. We have Mighty Number 9. In a game where you can steal and where you copy other people's powers to progress through the game. Once again, probably going to be a pass for me. And Lego's Marvel Avengers. I have never gotten the excitement of a Lego game. I'm sorry. I don't understand the point of a Lego video game. I mean, I would say, if you wanted to play with Legos, just go buy some Legos and play with them, instead of playing them in a video game of them. That just never. I just don't get the appeal in that. So definite pass for me on that one. Moving right along. Find it here. Yes, Project X Zone 2, which appears to be another RPG with some fire. I guess some fire and was thrown in. I wasn't really paying attention for that part. And then we have the announcement of Terraria coming to the Wii U, which sounds like an interesting game. And it's kind of sad that we didn't get Minecraft, but hey, now we have Terraria, which is similar to Minecraft in that it's 2D. Now, personally, I think this is a game that the Wii U could be good for. Or so, or use the tech, use weapon, use main items on the big screen and have your inventory on the gamepad. I think that would be nice. Now, if only they could find. Now, if only Microsoft hadn't bought Mojang, we might have seen Minecraft for the Wii U. And of course, and the final announcement, and for the announcement of Cloud for the as a character for my Super Smash Brothers. Once again, never played Final Fantasy games, and so I don't know anything about Cloud. So, although I might use him in Super Smash Brothers. I used Sheik, and I never played Xenoblade Chronicles, so I was fairly decent with Sheik. So yeah, I might do that. I might play with Cloud if I pick up Super Smash Brothers again. And so, and I kind of abandoned I've kind of all but abandoned it right now. Well, I shouldn't say I have all but abandoned it. I pretty much have abandoned it. I don't even touch it anymore. Or main game I play right now is Fatal Frame. It made of black water. So yeah, that's probably not going to be a big piece up and I look forward to. So yeah, that's not going to be a big. So yeah, that's not a very exciting thing for me, considering the fact that I don't really play Super Smash Bros. Or I know that there are some people who do, and there probably are people who play it every day still to this day. I don't. But anyways, so yeah. Uh, 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 that's basically the latest Nintendo Direct in a nutshell. If you want to watch the video for yourself, well, as always, I will leave a link in the description. And now, I just want to give some final thoughts on some of the things, and mainly the fact that Nintendo delayed some of the games mentioned here, like Star Fox, Legend of Zelda Wii U, who once again, I know some people are mad about that. I'm not, because I trust Nintendo in the fact that they're probably going to use, or at least I hope they're going to use this time to make the games the best that they can be. Unlike other people who will who intentionally shove a game out the door before it's ready. So yeah, I'm not mad now. But now, as far as Legend of Zelda goes, there are I've read rumors that supposedly it might be released for both the Wii U and the upcoming Nintendo NX. Yes, there's a possibility that it could be an NX launch title. Personally, yeah, I hope they release it for the Wii U. But I wouldn't be that mad if it was dual launched for both the Wii U and the NX as a launch title. So yeah, I'm not that angry. I say take your time, Nintendo. Oh, oh, eh. So, yes. Those are basically my thoughts on the latest Nintendo Direct. And, well, that about wraps up for this video. My name is Second1814. Thank you so much for watching. May the wind always be at your back. See ya!